So it's a great sign when right from the start you got crossroads, but really, left is shop, right doesn't go anywhere, and back just goes to there. Now the iron boots are going to be an item that we really haven't used in a while, but you're going to want them here. And you might say, why am I not putting on my Zora armor? Well, it's because this is the only underwater part of the entire dungeon. But there are some treasure chests here, and I'm still doing the 100% treasure chest thing. So let's do it. So we got water bombs, which are completely useful. Well, I guess the bombs aren't useless, but the fact that they're water bombs are completely useless. In fact, I don't even think we need those for the rest of the game. You know, unless maybe, like, you know, there was a heart piece we hadn't gotten yet, but, you know, just buy them. I mean, seriously. And here I think we got 20 rupees. Well, okay. You know, it's more the treasure chest I care about than the treasure. Usually. I mean, there's still the 2 pieces of heart in this dungeon. And yeah, we actually did fill up our hearts. I didn't really mention that, but yeah, we did. We only need 5 more heart pieces in the entire game now. 2 of them are in this dungeon, 2 of them are in the next dungeon, and then 1 more is in the overworld, which we can't get until we get the dungeon. We get the item that's in this dungeon. So anyway, yeah, you want your iron boots out because it'll help you with the wind. Obviously, it's annoying, but yeah. So yeah, these are the ones that come off. I don't even remember if these were even in the forest temple, but yeah. So first, it kind of seems like the forest temple, but I mean, because the forest temple had wind too, but oh man, this is way harder than the forest temple. Now, I honestly believe that the lake bed temple is just as hard, if not harder than this one. This is either the first or second hardest in the game, but I think that the lake bed temple is very tricky. This one is tricky too. It's a lot like the lake bed temple, actually. The design is very similar, except for, you know, it's themed around the sky instead of water. And as we're about to go on the first door, we got our dungeon intro, City in the Sky. Like I said, it reminds me a lot of Skytown Elysia from Metroid Prime 3. Corruption. But yeah, I can't really think of any differences. Maybe that there's wind in this one. There's no Uku in Metroid Prime 3, but well, whatever. So now we get one of our gimmicks of this dungeon. These things act like the Cuckoos, except for that they're, well, you do this. Okay, right away we're gonna fall. I think we should count how many times we fall in the entire dungeon, and that's 1. We got Helmosaurs right away too, so even some of the same enemies that were in the Lake Bed Temple. Okay, yeah, what you want to do here, what you want to do here is pick one of these up, fly over to safe ground, and this is actually not going to carry you over here. The loft is not good enough. Oh, dude, just do this. These guys are nothing. And then go up here. That's, oh god. That's 2. I feel like I'm the guys in Home Alone now, counting the paint cans. Or Home Alone 2, rather. Okay. Yeah. This is not going well. And if this doesn't go well, then I don't know what does. Now, the way Nintendo Capri Sun did this was like, you know, he did all the boomerang jump glitches, but that only works in the GameCube version, so, but oh well. Apparently the boomerang jump glitch can be used to skip a huge portion of the Lake Bed Temple. You know, you can get across those gears without, like, actually making them spin. Something Nintendo Capri Sun in that video is what I'll never forget, and something that just made me kind of curious about, like, you know, like he said, like, oh, we've already seen 2 Let's Plays that showed this dungeon. I'm like, well, what if someone else did it? Like me. Like, I hadn't even started Let's Playing at that point, but what if somebody had that, like, barely got any views? So yeah, those guys are called the Helmosaurus. You can't rip off their shell, but since they're a bigger target, they're easier to do the backslice. So now we're in our main room of the dungeon right here. I'm going to be getting lost. I'm just, straight up, I'm going to be getting lost. We get 3 doors right away. Up does not go anywhere. The only way that up goes is the The only way that up goes is to the final boss door, and we can't get there right now. Then we got left and right. Now, one of these doors, like, if you go to the end of it, you'll eventually find a door that's locked. And the other one, it seems like a dead end. There's more to do later, but it does have the key you need. Do you get it? Well, I don't. No, I do, but it's hard. Now, there's two ways to get to each of these rooms. You go through the doors, or you go up here, and you go out here. That's pretty cool. Somewhere right here, and look what we got here. It's a little spinner thing. So yeah, basically there's like two sections of this temple. There's like the east tower and the west tower, just like the city in the sky. Also, another thing to note about this dungeon is that it's as tall as the Temple of Time. I mean, and it's bigger too. There's 5 floors up and then 3 basements. See? Some of these only have like 1 room, but still, it's pretty confusing sometimes. Like, and the thing is, it doesn't even look like that. Like, would you guess that? I would never like guess that this dungeon had 8 floors. But, well, it does. And we haven't even gone anywhere but the first floor. Well, yeah, this room is first and second. See, there's more up there, but, you know, we haven't actually been up there. Well, why did we go back here? I think that because we had to, right? Or something. I don't know why we went back up here. Probably a good reason, though. Otherwise, yeah, because there wasn't anything else to do. That's why. I already did that. Yeah. Oh my god. This is atrocious so far. Hopefully we'll get better. I mean, this is the dungeon I definitely had my most trouble with before. Well, Lake Bed Temple I did too. Both those. Lake Bed, this one. Are you kidding me, Link? Gosh. Okay, so now we actually have to go in the other door. So, I guess we did have to do this one first. Whatever. Okay. So, see, now what you gotta do is, you know, be a little... Yeah, I think you go up here, although I think all that's here is just a ferry. Yeah. Don't need it right now. And can we make that jump? Yes, we can, and that's how you get over here. Like, I'm not going to be seeming like an expert, because the entire game up to this point is like my expertise of it. And really only this point. I'm fine with the dungeons that come after. Mostly. So yeah, I think that you needed to do that simply because it did Oh, we could have claw shot to that vine. Oh my god. So these guys, you're going to be accidentally targeting them a lot, and all they'll do is just carry you there. But, that's 3. All they'll do is just carry you there. And, they'll carry you up in the air, and since they're not taking you anywhere, they kind of seem useless. But you'll see later that they're not. Link doesn't even open the doors in this dungeon. They just open automatically like the other doors. And I like when you manually open them, but the dust still comes out, so there's something. I want more health. I like my great spin. Well, dude, why didn't you touch the fairy? I probably did, and then I just, you know, lost health, but who knows. These grating things are used as claw shot targets. If you go down there, you will have you will fall. Okay? But this room is also, like, probably my favorite in the dungeon just because of how, like, it's just like, this room is crazy, but we can't do much right now because we lack a certain item that we will be getting later. But if you do fall down here by accident, you just go up here with these vines. Thank God some vines happen to be growing out of nowhere, or else we'd be stuck. As is typical fashion. Now, don't miss this one over the ceiling here. Just look for claw shot targets. I mean, you can already see that this dungeon is heavily built around the claw shot. And we get our first small key, so make sure you come this way first, even though there's nothing else to do here. And after you get that key, come back the other way. Okay, so let's, And whoa, more wind. No! Don't blow me. Zelda does enough of that. And you're about to walk to the store. Think you're just backtracking, but no. What goes on? I like how it shows Link for 1 second after that little thing, and I mean I don't like it, but it's just kind of weird. And then oh no, it's Bridge of Eldin all over again. I wonder when I think that this would have made a great Smash Brothers stage. I don't know. I mean, Bridge of Eldin was good, but I wonder when they'll ever use a dungeon. Which area from Skyward Sword do you think should be put as a Smash Brothers stage? Because I haven't really thought about that, but if I had to pick one, well, I'll think about it for the rest of the video, and then I'll kind of give my answer. And then you guys can tell me in the comments, Yeah. Yeah, what area would be good? I always thought they should put a dungeon, and it seemed like this one would fit the best, but no. They could always add this one. They could do another Twilight Princess area. In the next Smash Brothers, but they gotta do an area from Skyward Sword. And they can't just do one that's generic. Well, I mean, I guess Skyloft, right? I mean, what else would you do? Just for Smash Brothers stage besides Skyloft. I really don't see what else you could do in that game, except for maybe, just the sky, they did the Great Sea of Wind Waker, so that would be a good idea, just being on the sky, being on a bird, flying around the islands. And, I mean, there could always be, some more minor things, what else? What else would there be? I mean, you could pretty much choose anything in Skyward Sword, but I think Skyloft would work the best. But, what gimmicks would there be there? Would it just be all there'd be is birds and stuff trying to attack? Oh. Yeah. And you can see that there's something under there, but we're not going to be going there quite yet. We'll be going there later, so yeah. This is why you needed this from earlier, the key. And now the dungeon begins to get hard. Even though I've already fallen 3 times, now is where it gets even harder. Okay. Let's, don't forget, if you ever want to go back to the beginning of the dungeon, just use Boot. But I kind of find that kind of useless, because the first 2 rooms are, linear, so, I mean, the main room, the 3rd room, is, is the one you would more want to warp back to. So this is the first room that might give you some trouble puzzle-wise. Because, okay, so now you get some things that you have to... Without their shell, they're not much for the wind. You gotta put your iron boots on. But here, you can't do that, so you gotta do it. So I guess, no, I'm thinking of a different room, never mind. This room's not hard at all. Well, then again, we have this part. So... Oh, no! Oh man, I'm dead. I just know I'm dead. Oh, we're gonna survive it after all. Now you go off the edge. Yeah. How's that for a turnaround? And now here, in this little minor room, we're just gonna get a compass. It's this area too that reminds me of Metroid, in those save station rooms where you can, see other stuff around, but, you can't go there and it's just there for decoration, Although, actually, never mind, this room is not just for decoration. I think that you are going to be going down there, right? Yeah, see, the room we're in is several floors wide. This is just... So it's more like the Fire Temple. Because that doesn't happen in Metroid. Save stations are just, or, ammo stations or whatever. Are just, separate rooms. That was the dungeon map, right? Yes, that was the dungeon map. So, yeah, you can see that most floors don't have many rooms, with the exception of the first, mainly. And the second's got some rooms. But other than that, yeah, with the exception of the first and the second floor, most of the other ones are just towers. And mainly the first floor, but... Okay, so now here you see there's nothing to latch on to. What in the world do you do? Well, as it turns out, there's actually a switch that you hit. I just need to find it, because I don't know where it is. I kind of remember, but I don't at the same time. Thought it was over there, because, you know, what other point would there be? B to B. You should go over there. Oh, man. Oh, man. I'm stuck. Well, you know what? This video is like pretty much over. It's 15 minutes. Okay. I'll just leave you hanging. That was bad.